From unsettling clips of Bigfoots caught on trail camera to the heart-stopping sight of a real-life, Godzilla-like creature, and even footage of a bird devouring its own siblings. If you're captivated by the mysteries of the unexplained, you're about to embark on an extraordinary adventure. Our planet, particularly its oceans, holds a treasure. A trove of mysteries with only a tiny fraction explored. And this video offers a glimpse into what might be lurking in the vast, uncharted depths. What you just witnessed isn't a creation from a Pixar film, but a genuine creature discovered washed up on a beach. It's like something out of a bizarre fantasy tale. A fish with the face of a horse. This creature sports a weird mashup of horror-like features on its face coupled with the body of a fish. But wait, it gets even more spine-chilling. Those two large, sharp fangs protruding from its mouth are enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. And if that wasn't enough to fuel your nightmares, the rest of its teeth resemble those of a horse, as if plucked from the depths of our wildest imaginations. This creature appears eerily dried up, as if it's been stranded on the beach for ages. Some might even argue it looks too perfect, almost like a meticulously crafted plastic figure blending the features of a horse and a fish. Now, I'll admit I can't help but entertain the thought that maybe this could be a man-made creation. But hey, I'm just sharing my thoughts for the sake of my own sanity. Ever experience confusion in your life? Well, buckle up, because I'm about to show you something that'll take confusion to a whole new level. Yep, you saw that correctly. This mind-boggling footage was captured on a forest road in Indonesia, showcasing a truly bizarre scene of a snake devouring another snake, all while the latter is in the process of eating a frog. Confusing, right? In the clip, we witness multiple snakes, with one of them literally munching on another snake. Meanwhile, the onlooker snakes seem unfazed, just casually slithering about as if it's just another day in the forest. The devouring session continues for a full minute before the snake doing the munching decides to release its captive. But here's where it gets even weirder, as the snake emerges from its fellow serpent mountain mouth low, and behold, it's holding a frog in its jaws. It looks like they both were fighting for the frog during all this time. Damn, it's a wild and confusing world out there filled with endless surprises and oddities. This next clip is a real eye-opener about the length dog owners who go to ensure their furry friends' safety and protection, and trust me, it's unexpected and intense. This heart-pounding footage was captured by a homeowner's Ring camera, and it's nothing short of terrifying in the clip. We see the serene setting of a backyard with a cute little dog happily strolling around. But then, out of nowhere, something in the darkness catches the dog's attention and it takes off in a panic. Moments later, the dog comes racing back, fear evident in its barks as it's pursued by a mountain lion as the dog dashes towards the safety of the house. The mountain lion hot on its heels, the homeowner springs into action with a mixture of adrenaline and determination. She rushes outside, screaming at the top of her lungs to scare off the predator in a heart-stopping moment. She manages to snatch her dog away from the jaws of danger just in time, with her terrified screams echoing through the night. The homeowner bravely defends her beloved pet, and miraculously her efforts pay off as the mountain lion retreats into the darkness. It's a truly harrowing encounter, but thanks to the quick thinking and courage of the homeowner, disaster is averted. This next clip serves as a stark reminder of the importance of staying mentally alert and attentive while on the road, and why those car horns are more than just noisemakers. Hailing all the way from Russia, this heart-stopping footage was captured by a dash camera documenting a driver's close encounter with the Grim Reaper, or more like Grim Moose himself in the video. As the driver peacefully cruises down the road, suddenly a giant moose appears out of nowhere. In a panic, the driver lets out loud screams to scare the moose away or avoid a crash. Surprisingly, it works. And the moose stops just inches from the car. But here's the question, why not just honk the horn regardless? Let's give credit where it's due. Despite the intense shock of the moment, the driver's swift reflexes and keen awareness kick in. allowing him to swerve just enough to dodge disaster. Talk about driving like a pro. Bigfoot, the age-old debate of whether they're real or just a myth me. Well, I'm a believer, especially when I see videos like this one floating around the internet. This particular clip was snagged by a trail camera nestled in the dense woods of Northern California. In the video, it's nighttime, and the eerie atmosphere sets the stage perfectly suddenly. Out of the darkness, we catch a glimpse of a strange humanoid figure hopping in an odd manner right in front of the camera, and just like that, it hops off and disappears into the woods. Now take a closer look at this creature, long, thick fur covering its body. Standing tall with a humanoid stature sounds a lot like the Bigfoot sightings we've all heard about, doesn't it? But here's where it gets even stranger. There's a wooden cross sign planted right there in the middle of the forest now. Who in their right mind would do that? Perhaps this cryptid creature has a spiritual side, or maybe there's something else going on in those woods that we don't know about. Nature sure has a knack for throwing us unexpected surprises, and this video captures one of those mesmerizing encounters that'll leave you in awe. Stray from Africa. This footage was snapped by a talented wildlife photographer. In the scene, we see a leopard perched up in a tree, eyeing a cobra snake sitting below. The tension is palpable as the leopard lets out roars of apprehension, while the cobra stands its ground, locking eyes with its feline foe. Despite the size difference between the two, the cobra manages to hold its own, instilling fear and commanding respect from the leopard for a good 12 seconds. They engage in a thrilling standoff, with the leopard cautiously considering its options while the cobra remains steadfast. It's a gripping showdown that showcases the incredible power dynamics of the natural world. And while the leopard may have hesitated this time, I can't help but wonder if it would have emerged. Victorious had it decided to go all in. Nature's theater never fails to captivate. A friend duo on a road trip stumbled upon something truly bizarre, and trust me, it's not for the faint of heart. This eerie mass was discovered in St. Lucia, and let me tell you, it's pretty stomach-churning in the video captured from inside the car. As they drove along a forest road, we see a strange gut-like mass sprawled across the ground. At first glance, it appears to be a jumble of animal guts scattered on the road. But as the car inches closer, the weird shape and texture of this mass become apparent. According to some online viewers who've seen the video, it's speculated to be some kind of strange creature now. Now, personally, I didn't catch any movement or clear features to confirm that theory. But even if it's just a deceased creature, the odd shape and texture make it seem like something out of this world. Could it be an alien species, perhaps? Wild animals often live up to their name, but every now and then they surprise us with acts of unexpected kindness, and this video is a perfect example of that.
You protect him? No, he got it.
Recorded by some tourists on a forest safari. This footage captures a truly heartwarming moment where nature's fierce predator unexpectedly becomes a protector of its prey. In the scene, we witness a young gazelle being chased by a lion. As the lion closes in on the gazelle instead of pouncing to devour it, something remarkable happens. The lion begins to treat the gazelle as if it were one of its own cubs, gently petting it with a newfound tenderness, but the heartwarming scene takes a dramatic turn when another lion approaches, ready to make a kill without hesitation. Our newfound protector springs into action, defending the vulnerable gazelle from its attacker. It's a truly incredible display of compassion and empathy from a creature we often associate with ferocity and aggression. This lion's act of kindness reminds us that even in the wild, compassion can prevail, and bonds can form between the most unlikely of companions. This next clip from YouTube has got Nissan on edge as it unveils a truly bizarre and alien-like creature washed up on a beat. Hailing from Miami Beach, this video was captured by a beachgoer who stumbled upon the bizarre sight of a massive spider-like creature sprawled out on the shore with a whopping 14 arms and a body resembling that of a spider. This creature's sheer size is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine, even from a distance. Speculation runs wild among Neens, with some suggesting it could be a deep-sea creature washed ashore, while others entertain the notion that it might be of extraterrestrial origin. But personally, I have my doubts. Could it simply be a piece of wood intricately crafted to resemble something out of this world, regardless of its true identity? There's no denying the eerie impact this creature has had on those who've seen the footage. Imagine you've just splurged on a brand new BMW 5 Series ready to hit the road and experience its smooth ride only to encounter the unexpected. This jaw-dropping video from Oakland captures a shocking moment when this luxurious car finds itself in the midst of a deer stampede in the footage filmed from the dash camera of a trailing car. We see the car cruising along peacefully when suddenly out of nowhere a herd of deer materializes at the roadside and starts leaping over the car. The driver hits the brakes in a desperate attempt to avoid a collision. But fate has other plans. The car comes to a stop right in the path of the oncoming herd, and one by one the deer slam into the vehicle, with even one of the larger deer crashing onto the Geo, with even one of the larger deer crashing onto the Cartron. It's a scene straight out of a nightmare. Thankfully, the deer herd eventually bounds past the car, narrowly avoiding a disaster. However, the damage is already done, leaving behind a shocking reminder of nature's unpredictability. Ready to witness a real-life nightmare? Brace yourself, because this video is about to take you on a terrifying ride. Believe it or not, what you just witnessed isn't a scene from a Hollywood blockbuster, but a chilling recording of a hurricane in action. The devastation is unimaginable as the raging storm engulfs an entire city, transforming it into what resembles a vast sea amidst the chaos. An eerie siren wails in the background, heightening the sense of dread and adding to the nightmarish atmosphere. But the nightmare doesn't stop there. The camera zooms in, and we see this huge shadowy figure lurking in the hurricane mist. It's like something out of a monster movie. This scene is seriously chilling, whether it's real or just movie magic. It's enough to give anyone goosebumps. Sweet dreams might be hard to come by after seeing this. People say we might be living in a kind of virtual reality, and sometimes strange things happen that just can't be explained. But this video takes the cake.
He seriously looks like he has no head.
Should look at something.
I don't know. But he has no freaking head.
Yep, you're seeing it right. That's a camel without a head. This video is downright bizarre, showing something that's hard to wrap your head around in the footage. We see a camel casually strolling along, but here's the shocking part. It's missing its head. There's no head, no neck, nothing. It's like something out of a surreal dream. Even the person filming is puzzled by this strange sight. However, at the end of the video, it turns out it's all just an illusion. In reality, the camel's head is actually bent completely on the other side of its body, away from the camera. The head is totally hidden from view, making it look like the camel is walking around headless. That nearly gave me a heart attack. It just goes to show sometimes reality can be stranger than fiction. Then, believe in the Loch Ness Monster? Or are you more of a skeptic like me? Either way, this video is sure to give you goosebumps when it comes to water. Recorded by a group of hikers from Canada. This footage reveals a mysterious creature swimming in a lake as it surfaces. The creature appears long and daunting, also from the distance captured in the video. It looks massive, like its body resembles that of a snake with a fish-like tail trailing behind, and the ripples it creates on the surface suggest it's both hefty and powerful. Now people online are tossing around all sorts of wild theories. Could it be the Loch Ness Monster or something similar? But personally, I'm not so sure. Maybe it's just an oversized fish or something else entirely. Then again, who knows? I'm just trying to keep my sanity intact with a bit of speculation. I've been saying it, these bears are getting bolder by the day now. They're even trying to snack on things like GoPros, as you'll see in this video. This footage was captured by a GoPro camera left on the ground by a homeowner while the camera was down, and the homeowner was off capturing the beauty of nature. A sneaky grizzly bear sauntered over and sniffed out the camera, mistaking it for some kind of tasty treat. The bear grabbed the camera in its mouth and began pawing at it, trying to get a bite. It even went so far as to try and insert it into its mouth, giving us a close-up view of its teeth and tongue. After a valiant effort to devour the whole camera, the bear eventually gave up and dropped it on the ground. Even giving it a little stump for good measure, it was quite the shocking scene to witness. But hey, at least it captured some pretty incredible footage in the process. If swarms of insects give you the creeps, you might want to think twice before watching this video. What you're seeing isn't sand. Those are millions of baby crabs swarming through a neighborhood on Christmas Island. These tiny creatures are as small as ants, and they're covering the ground in a massive swarm. Just look at them. It's enough to send shivers down your spine. But why are these baby crabs doing this well? It turns out this is part of their annual march every year for 9 days straight. These baby crabs embark on a journey back to their forest homes on the island, meanwhile. During breeding season, adult females make the opposite trek to lay their eggs in the ocean, so while it might seem weird to see them marching through neighborhoods like this, it's actually a natural process for them. Still, it's hard not to feel a little creeped out by the sheer number of them. This next clip from Papua New Guinea shows the horror that divers face, especially in the depths of the ocean. Venturing to a depth of 57 m in the Papua New Guinea Ocean, 2 divers set out on an exploration mission. As they were documenting their surroundings, one of the divers ahead sensed something approaching from a distance. Suddenly, a shark emerges in the frame, charging towards the diver with intent to attack in a split-second reaction. The diver uses their leg to fend off the shark, and miraculously it works. The shark changes its trajectory, leaving the diver unharmed. It's a heart-stopping moment. And thankfully, the diver's quick thinking and the shark's relatively mild aggression averted what could have been a disastrous underwater encounter at such a depth. Australia is known for its diverse range of creatures, but this video I stumbled upon reveals some truly mysterious inhabitants we've never seen before.
You've got some long fur that was on the creature. There we go. There's a bit of a long fur. It's probably a bit dark to be honest.
The footage features an interview documentary with Jake Kasser, who captured a truly bizarre creature on film. In the video, Jake comes across a strange creature perched dead on a tree at first glance. It resembles a brushtail sum from above with its long snout, but upon closer inspection, it becomes clear that this creature is unlike anything we've seen before. With its elongated body, long tail, and weird predator-like teeth, it defies categorization. Jake carefully examines the creature, turning it around to show its body from all angles. It's a perplexing sight. This creature doesn't fit into any known pest category. But this is Australia. We're talking about a land known for its unique and sometimes bizarre wildlife. Perhaps this creature is just another example of the strange and wonderful creatures that call Australia home. Some even suggest it might be a devil rat that's grown to Australian proportions. Elephants are renowned for their immense size and strength. But have you ever witnessed them flexing their muscles in front of the camera? A tourist captured this jaw-dropping moment during a safari trip when they stumbled upon an elephant attempting to bring down a towering tree. In the footage, you can see the elephant utilizing its trunk and formidable teeth to push and prod at the tree with sheer brute force. The elephant wrestles with the tree, giving it a few mighty shakes until finally it succumbs and crashes to the ground. It's an incredible display of power. But what drives an elephant to engage in such a feat? Well, it turns out it's all about the quest for a meal by toppling the tree. The elephant gains access to the fresh leaves at the top, a delectable treat worth the exertion. It's a reminder of the remarkable adaptations and behaviors found in nature where even the simplest acts can leave us in awe. Cannibalism is a pretty unsettling topic, and I always thought it was something only humans did in the past. But after watching this footage, I can't shake off the unease. This video, originally intended to study the life processes of night herons, takes a chilling turn. 3 crane fledglings are caught in an act of cannibalism, with one mercilessly attempting to devour its sibling. It's a gruesome sight made even more eerie by the calm presence of the mama heron perched above. As I watched, I couldn't help but feel a sense of horror, especially as one fledgling manages to swallow its sibling whole. But why resort to cannibalism? This behavior, known as siblicide, is often a way for birds like night herons to reduce competition among siblings. It's a brutal reminder of the harsh realities of survival in the animal kingdom, where the weak often fall prey to the strong. China's technological prowess never ceases to amaze me, but I never imagined they'd be pushing the boundaries to the point of resurrecting extinct animals. Did that just blow your mind, believe it or not? This isn't a real dinosaur. It's an expertly crafted animatronic brought to life by Chinese researchers. Just take a look at the texture and realism of this creature. It's like something straight out of Jurassic Park, and the sound effects they're spotting. With dinosaur roars emanating from speakers cleverly hidden inside its mouth. But what really steals the show is its fluid movement, watching it gracefully glide across the screen. You'd almost believe it was the real deal. It's a testament to the incredible advancements in Chinese animatronics technology. Now, I can't help but wonder what's next. Imagine full-scale replicas of dinosaurs roaming around. It's a thrilling thought and a testament to human ingenuity. When you're out on a forest hike, always keep an eye on your surroundings. Or something like this might be lurking in the woods. The footage is from a hiker exploring the Canadian Acadian forest, who noticed a hairy creature stalking him. Initially resembling a bear, the creature gradually reveals its distinctiveness. Its entire body has a humanoid appearance, and it's pretty massive, covered in thick, dark brown fur. This creature fits the description of what many people consider the legendary Bigfoot. The way this creature stands still gazing at the camera is quite unsettling, because we're uncertain about its motives. It might be just curious about the hiker, or perhaps it sees the hiker as potential prey. So when you're in the woods, it's important to stay alert, as we can't be sure about the intentions of this Bigfoot-like creature. If the idea of Bigfoot stalking doesn't give you the creeps, this video has something even more unsettled, recorded by a group camping in a forest. It captures a strange figure standing in front of the camera with glowing eyes. This watcher appears to have some sinister intent, and it's unnerving for the campers in terms of appearance. This creature looks humanoid, as we can discern its outline in the darkness, and it's quite human-like. The way its eerie, lifeless eyes stare at the camera genuinely frightens me. The darkness surrounding the creature adds an extra layer of unease. After recording the video, the group packed up and left, yet the creature remained watching them. Whatever that creature was, it has made me swear off camping the forest forever. When we think of frogs, we often picture them as lazy, chubby creatures just sitting around, right? But have you ever seen them hunting? This video comes from a house in Florida and was recorded by a family member. In the footage, we see a view of a glass window, and on it a large moth is strolling. The woman behind the camera is capturing this scene when suddenly a frog jumps and attacks the moth. The frog swiftly bites the upper body of the moth, and half of it ends up in the frog's mouth. Witnessing this unexpected attack, the woman recording the video becomes surprised and fascinated. Living near a forest, they say it's important to always lock your front doors. This video illustrates exactly why that advice exists. It's from a Russian house where a man was recording his front door from inside. Suspecting someone was trying to enter, however, as the door opened, it turned out to be a massive brown bear. Instead of getting scared and running away, the homeowner did something unexpected. Surprised Emily, the bear was calm and accepted the grapes as if it were a pet receiving treats from its owner. The cameraman then goes outside, revealing that there are dogs present who also seem unbothered by the bear's presence. It appears as if the bear is a house pet, and everyone is comfortable with it, roaming around and receiving food from the owner. This video is quite remarkable, providing insight into what life in Russia is like, where encountering a bear as a household pet is not out of the ordinary. We've only explored 5% of our ocean, leaving the remaining 95% yet to be discovered. This makes me wonder about the creatures that might inhabit that unexplored part. This video provides a glimpse uploaded by a TikTok account called Nature is Intense. It features footage of a rare aquatic creature resembling a peculiar eel. This creature has an unusual naked body with 2 tiny arms and a head shaped like a crocodile. Its body is long, similar to an eel, but its swimming behavior is strange, using its hands and then its body in a way I've never seen in any other aquatic creature. I'm not sure what this creature is. So, if any of you viewers can identify it, please share in the comments if you're enjoying this. So far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. This video originates from Brazil, showcasing villagers capturing a weird creature in the footage. A group of people gathers around this mysterious being. As the cameraman approaches, everything about the creature appears strange and unusual. It possesses naked skin with a texture resembling a giant larvae, but with 2 large eyes on its head. Additionally, it has 2 arms, but strangely there are no hands at the end. The lower body is even stranger than the head, an upper body resembling something out of an alien movie. The creature appears lifeless, as it doesn't exhibit any movement but its skin. When zoomed in by the cameraman, looks quite damp, while a plausible explanation could be that it's a newborn mutated baby of some animal. The chances seem low, as such intense mutations are rarely observed. As enchanting as sea life may seem, it can be quite harsh with predators like sharks and orcas present. This video vividly depicts the harsh realities of the ocean. It captures the lifeless body of a seal washed up on a Sydney beach. Sadly, this poor seal has a significant portion of its body missing, likely due to a shark bite, ultimately leading to its demise upon closer inspection. In the video, bite marks on the seal's body resembling shark teeth become evident, evoking a sense of sadness for the camera persons.
It's hard.
Touch it.
It's really hard. Oh, God.
Now the question arises, why would the shark attack the seal if it didn't intend to eat it to me? It seems like the seal was initially attacked by the shark, managed to escape, but succumbed to its injuries and eventually washed up on the beach. Having security cameras installed at home usually provides a sense of safety, but occasionally they can capture scenes that evoke the opposite feeling. In this 2019 video from a house's security camera, the backyard of the house initially appears normal. However, something catches the eye in the background. A being moving in a peculiar way. This creature has long hands, tiny legs, and uses its hands for walking. It doesn't resemble any known animal or human, leaving viewers puzzled. Some viewers suggest it could be the rake or a skinwalker due to its appearance, but I doubt that the rake and skinwalker typically move on all 4s like animals. So my guess is that this might be a nightcrawler. Known for their slightly elongated arms, our forests are full of mysterious creatures. And this Canadian video adds to the sightings. The footage captures a distant view of the Canadian woods, revealing a strange humanoid creature crouching within. It remains in a crouched position, potentially waiting for something or someone to pass by, hinting at a possible intention to attack. The creature's long arms give it an intimidating appearance, and at times it seems to be signaling someone to either follow or stay low. It's conceivable that this creature is part of a group possibly gathered for hunting. As the cameraman continues recording, he pans the camera toward a cyclist approaching the figure. When he turns the camera back to the creature, it mysteriously disappears, and the video concludes. Upon zooming in, the creature's strange body texture and a lizard-like head become apparent based on these features to me. This creature looks like it could be a lizard man. Ever seen those alien-like worms from movies? This video brings you footage of something similar recorded by a villager after rain. It shows a worm in the mud initially appearing normal. The creature undergo a transformation when touched by the villager root. Like webs start growing from its body, expanding rapidly. These web-like structures emerge as a defensive mechanism triggered when the worm feels threatened, despite its terrifying appearance. This worm isn't an extraterrestrial invader, but a creature that has existed on our planet for a long time, belonging to the Ntia phylum. It's known as the ribbon worm. The ribbon worm uses its web for both capturing prey and as a defense mechanism, so viewers, there's no need to rush to your bunkers. This creature is not an alien. To witness nature at its finest, seeing a ferocious lion in the act of hunting is unparalleled. But what if the lion decides to bring on a show for you? This video comes from a family on a camping trip in the Amazon forest. While enjoying the sunset, a lion unexpectedly strolled into their camp. Surprisingly, the lion appeared non-aggressive in a relaxed mode, casually wandering around and exploring, and after satisfying its curiosity by inspecting various things, the lion eventually ventured off, seemingly indifferent to the humans observing the spectacle. It proved to be a simultaneously fascinating and frightening experience for the campers present. What struck me was the intense moment at the end when the lion looked back at the family before departing in the video's closing moments. A lady from the family can be seen covering her mouth to avoid making any noise or screams that might potentially provoke the lion. It was a tense moment for them, but thankfully everything turned out well and good. Have you ever seen those sci-fi movies where enormous space squids soar through the sky, causing terror? Well, there's a video circulating that seems to capture a real-life version of that scenario. The footage shows something massive and squid-like in the distance, resembling a giant squid with its upper body and long tentacles. At one point, it even looks like two separate creatures. As it turns, the body appears to thin out, and then the video abruptly ends upon closer examination. Some speculate that it could be contrails from a plane. However, there's no visible aircraft nearby. And if it were contrails, they should have dissipated after a few minutes when the plane moved on. Another suggestion is that it might be a custom-designed squid-shaped kite. But its size makes it improbable to fly in such high altitudes and strong winds. If it isn't one of these explanations, some are entertaining the idea that it could be an unknown alien creature. Last encounter on the campsite with a lion was quite serene, with a majestic creature appearing calm and curious. However, in this new video from a forest safari, we get a glimpse of a different side of lions when they shift into hunting mode. The footage shows a car being pursued by a group of lions. Initially, one lion charges at the car, attempting to bring it down soon more. Lions join in creating a chase scenario. The driver accelerates to escape and the lions persist in their pursuit. Eventually, the driver circles back, revealing a photographer in the front seat, capturing this intense moment on camera. It's risky business, especially since the lions in these safari areas are known for their intelligence. I've even seen videos where they open car doors, so the photographer should have exercised more caution, especially with the windows open like that. We're accustomed to thinking that our feline friends are unbeatable when it comes to hunting rats, but this video from Russia might make us reconsider. The footage captures a surprising scene where a massive rat fearlessly charges at a group of 5 cats. None of the cats seem willing to confront or fight the rat, which launches an attack on the cats with full force. The rat starts by going after a black cat, then turns its attention to another cat. Despite the black cat's attempts to retaliate, the rat proves too strong and large for the feline. It jumps around, taking advantage of every opportunity to attack. The entire incident was recorded by a family from the safety of their car, leaving them astonished. It's truly remarkable how nature can be so unpredictable. This video originates from Texas and was shared by a ranch owner who claims to have captured footage of Bigfoot while taking his morning stroll near a forest lake. The rancher noticed a humanoid figure in the distance, initially thinking it was a person he called out, but received no response. The figure remained stationary, prompting the rancher to start recording. The humanoid figure stood there, seemingly doing nothing. The rancher, puzzled by its identity, speculated that it could be Bigfoot in terms of appearance. The creature seemed quite humanoid with thick black fur, resembling the descriptions of Bigfoot sightings. However, I'm a bit skeptical about it being an actual Bigfoot because the size of its legs looked more human and its posture was also quite human-like. So I suspect it might be someone wearing a Bigfoot costume, either for a prank or to create an interesting video.
Is that Bigfoot? I can't zoom in any further with this mode.
This video comes from an African safari and depicts the potential aggressiveness of animals when they feel provoked, recorded by a woman on a boat. The footage captures a wild buffalo in close proximity. The buffalo appears agitated by the presence of tourists recording it and adopts a threatening posture. A guide on the scene had assured everyone that the buffalo wouldn't come further than the water's edge, but that prediction proved to be incorrect. As the buffalo became more agitated, it started charging towards the boat. Initially, the woman recording thought the buffalo would stop upon entering the water, but to her surprise, it swiftly approached the boat. Within seconds, faced with the approaching threat, the people in the boat began to scream and lose their balance.
Oh, wow. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Look how fast he's going. Oh, no!
Some fortunately, the buffalo didn't actually attack the boat key. This video serves as a stark reminder not to underestimate the strength of wild animals and emphasizes the importance of avoiding actions that might agitate them in the first place. Heading out on a forest trail can be a fun and calming adventure, but if you have an encounter like this, it surely turns into an event that you can never forget. This video comes from California, and in it we see a car driving on a forest trail. There are 2 passengers in the car. One is the driver and the other is his friend who is recording the video as they move along the trail. They spot something big and humanoid in the distance. Seeing it, the driver speeds up the car, and as they get close to it, they see this figure. Then they stop the car to follow, but the figure emits a really disturbing roar.
What the world?
Which seems like it is warning them not to follow.
Oh.
Hearing this, the driver decides to let this thing go because venturing might be dangerous. Now that's where the video ends, seeing this creature's appearance like its size humanoid figure. It looks like what we call a Bigfoot. It is said that we have only explored 5% of the ocean, and the remaining 95% is still to be discovered, which made me think about what creatures might be living in that 95%. This video shows such a creature. In this video, we can see a view of a dive that is recording a strange-looking aquatic creature. At first, this creature looks like an alien fish or some kind of devil floating symbol. However, this is actually a known aquatic creature known as a canor, also called a comb jelly. They are not related to jellyfish, and their name comes from their rows of sea tin, which they use for swimming and glow beautifully in iridescent colors. When light is shining on them, they may even be the first organism to have ever developed neurons. However, for someone encountering this creature for the first time, like myself, the initial impression might evoke thoughts of an alien or devil-like being. Always listen to your parents when they tell you to keep pepper spray with you. It could be a game changer when you least expect it. Take this video for example. A hunter was out in the woods chilling on a tree platform when a big black bear decided to climb up after him. The hunter stayed put on the tree. But another bear joined the party trying to climb too. The hunter had a bear spray with him, and when the bears got too close, he sprayed them. It freaked them out and they retreated. The bear spray basically saved the day because those bears weren't in the mood to turn around. What fascinates me is that bear spray is super effective at keeping these massive animals away without hurting them. So if you're into hiking or hunting, it's a smart move to keep one of these bad boys handy. You never know when you might have a crazy encounter like this. This video might just make you rethink that leisurely stroll through the woods as this couple is just walking in the forest. They spot something big and dark moving among the trees. At first they think it's a bear, which by itself would be enough to worry about. Right, personally, I would certainly not stick around to make this recording. But what is even more scary is that after a few moments this bear does something bears don't usually do. It stands up on 2 legs just like a person. That's when the couple knows it's time to get out of there. Fast, the camera's all shaky as they run, trying not to trip over anything, and you can't see any much more after that. So what was that thing? Some say it might be Bigfoot, considering how it stood up on its 2 legs. The dark hair covering its entire body and the overall massive size. Could it be true? While some may doubt the existence of ghosts, this video could sway even skeptics. A man at home witnessed a spooky event, a chair swaying on its own, perplexed by the sight. He grabbed his phone and started recording. Intrigued and somewhat spooked, he called his wife to witness the unusual spectacle.
Ooh. Hey, hon. Come here.
The wife, overwhelmed by fear, hesitated to approach the mysteriously moving chair. There is also something this guy said that made me think. He said that this is the most active. He's seen it during the day, which makes us realize that this is not the first strange sight this family has had. But the recording took a chilling turn once he got closer to the chair and looked at the reflection. We can clearly see someone standing in the chair, and even more bizarre, we can then see the ghostly entity stand up from the chair and it lunges at him.
I'm not liking that. Hon, let's go to dinner or something for a while.
The man was visibly shaken and started calling for his wife to get out of the house for a while. The lingering question remains, what was the ghost's motive behind this unsettling manifestation? Numerous Bigfoot sightings circulate on the internet, with some debunked but a few remain a mystery. This particular sighting, though less known, is quite compelling. Nature has its own way of sending us warnings about potential threats, and this clip circulating on the internet is a prime example. Just like the mysteries that dwell within our forests, the depths of our oceans hold secrets beyond our imagination. They say we've only explored a mere 5% of the ocean, leaving the rest to speculation. And this video is a testament to why. This video was recorded on a California beach by a father whose kid spotted something unusual washed up on the shore. The creature that immediately caught their attention looked like nothing they'd ever seen before. Its entire body seemed to have a gel-like texture with no visible face or eyes. Only a small front portion of the creature was moving while the rest remained still. It was almost as if the creature was attempting to move, but with such limited movement, it seemed quite confusing. This bizarre creature resembles something out of a science fiction movie. Perhaps a slug from another world, despite its harmless appearance. It's essential to remember that looks can be deceiving. Creatures that appear harmless often pose the most significant threat. Therefore, it's wise to exercise caution and refrain from approaching such creatures without further research. This next video, uploaded on YouTube, claims to have captured the sighting of a sea monster. And let me tell you, it looks pretty darn convincing. Filmed by farmers, this footage shows a river with something bizarre swimming beneath its surface in the video. We can see the river water being disturbed by a large unidentified object. The sizable ripples and waves indicate that something substantial is moving through the water. We can hear the farmers expressing their distress upon witnessing this creature in the river as the creature swims across from one side to the other. It encounters some drift bushes in its path, causing a commotion as it passes through the scene ends, abruptly leaving viewers on edge. Now, some edicts might speculate that it's merely a blockage or driftwood causing the disturbance. But here's the thing, this creature was swimming and making waves against the direction of the water flow. Whatever this mysterious creature may be, one thing's for sure, it's not something the farmers want to encounter again anytime soon. We've all marveled at the majestic dragons that grace our screens in movies and animations. But who would thought we'd come face to face with one in real life? Well, sort of. This strange footage originates from a Chinese video sharing platform showcasing a discovery that's difficult to comprehend. In it, villagers are seen as they stumble upon what appears to be the skeletal remains of a creature resembling the mythical dragons of legend. The skeleton is striking, featuring a small head, elongated neck, sizable torso, and an impressive tail reminiscent of the fantastical beasts we've seen depicted in stories. However, the astonishing condition of the bones that are dry and impeccably clean raises questions regarding their authenticity. Could this remarkable find be the result of recent demise and subsequent scavenging by local wildlife? Or is it a medically crafted replica designed to deceive regardless of its origins? The sight of such a creature, real or not, evokes a sense of wonder and curiosity. This next clip serves as a stark reminder of why it's crucial to maintain a safe distance from wild animals during a forest safari.
Meu Deus.
Dado, tira o braço. Por favor.
Ah!
Vai, Dado!
Caramba!
We have two separate incidents captured by tourists on a forced safari. The first clip features a massive anaconda crossing the safari trail. The tourist's car from which they are recording the clip encounters the anaconda, and their guide decides to get a closer look by driving alongside it. However, this decision quickly backfires as the anaconda becomes agitated and attempts to attack the car. The second clip shows another safari car getting too close to an alligator. As the car parks near the alligator, the reptile perceives it as a threat and launches a ferocious attack on the bumper. The force of the alligator's assault is evident as it completely obliterates the car's bumper. Both of these clips highlight the dangers of invading the personal space of these powerful creatures. While it may be tempting to get a closer look, it's crucial to remember to respect their territory and maintain a safe distance for both your safety and theirs. A homeowner in Los Angeles made a frantic 911 call reporting two mysterious humanoid creatures lurking in his backyard. However, By the time the officers arrived, the creatures had vanished into thin air. But what the security camera captured paints a chilling picture.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we terrify of it.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
This, the footage obtained by the police, reveals two towering figures, each standing at a staggering 9 feet tall. These creatures appear to be a bizarre mix of a monkey and a human with hunched postures as they scour the backyard. The sight of them is enough to send shivers down your spine. Both creatures captured on various security cameras around the property share striking similarities. They possess elongated human-like bodies with lengthy arms and faces reminiscent of apes. The homeowner is convinced they resemble the infamous Bigfoot, and honestly, it's hard to argue otherwise. The real bone-chilling question here is, what were these creatures up to in the backyard, and what could have unfolded if the homeowner had confronted them solo? It's a mystery that leaves us with more questions than answers. Batman ever wondered what happens when Zoom management decides to mix otter with orangutans? Let's just say it's not your typical day at the zoo. This footage, captured by a tourist at a zoo, gives us a glimpse into an orangutan enclosure, like no other, instead of peacefully munching on some snacks or engaging with visitors. This orangutan finds itself locked in a battle of wits with a group of pesky otter. These furry troublemakers seem determined to get under the orangutan's skin, constantly emerging from the water and approaching it, despite the orangutan's attempts to ward them off with a stick. The otter prove to be quite persistent, returning again and again like unwelcome house guests. While the scene may have provided some entertainment for the tourists, it's clear that the orangutan isn't exactly thrilled about the situation. Perhaps the zoo management overlooked the potential for annoyance when they decided to mix these two species. Lesson learned. Sometimes it's best to keep certain animals separate. World, prepare to witness a scene that will have you checking your own closets twice. The video opens on a seemingly ordinary room. The only point of interest is a large wardrobe, its dark presence dominating the frame, each bang creaking the wardrobe door open a fraction further as the knocking abruptly stops. The camera person understandably on edge. The wardrobe is completely empty, unexplained phenomena, or a cleverly concealed trick. This eerie video ignites the age-old debate: are we witnessing a genuine encounter with the paranormal or something more down to earth? My friends think skydiving is awesome, always trying to drag me along, but nope. This video is my ultimate proof of why I fear it. Many things can go wrong. The cameraman jumps to capturing the terrifying scene behind him. The other plane, wingless, plummeting towards the ground. We also see a view from the diver jumping from the plane that just crashed into the other. From that view, we can see that after the plane collided, all the divers jumped off and scattered in the air. Thankfully, these were trained professionals. Each had a parachute, their only hope for a safe landing. Anyway, this is why I stick to the ground. Ever seen a bird that looks like it came straight out the hell? There's a weird video going crazy on TikTok. It shows a strange bird people are calling the opium bird. They say it's the first one ever seen in Antarctica. In the video, the bird looks totally out of place. It's big and covered in white fur with a long beak and eyes that seem empty. The whole thing is just kind of creepy and it just sits there. But hold on, this bird might not be. All it seemed, the video actually has 3 clips showing different opium birds, and all of them have something red dripping from their beaks. Plus, the whole look of the bird seems a bit unreal. Turns out, this whole thing was a trick. The opium bird isn't real. It was created using special effects computers. So, while the video might make you jump at first, there's no need to worry about a monster bird hanging out in Antarctica. An anonymous viewer sent me this image through email saying that they found it online. No source added. They said they thought this is the best image they've seen of Bigfoot. I have to say that, indeed, this is the clearest image of Bigfoot. If it is indeed Bigfoot, or if it is indeed real and not some artificial intelligence image, the body covered in fur seems massive, although I am not sure how close to the camera it is, but the face leans more into a canine creature. I'm not sure what to make of this. What do you think? And if any of you have any more interesting footage, send them to the email in the description. This video will send shivers down your spine. It captures the terrifying experience of a homeowner who woke up in the middle of the night feeling thirsty. But instead of a refreshing drink, he got a major scare. The video shows a 911 call made by the homeowner after spotting a strange figure outside his window. In the dead of night, a tall man shrouded in a hoodie stands motionless. Staring intently into the house, the homeowner describes to 911 that he was being stalked for over 30 minutes by this unsettling figure. Imagine being in that situation. The homeowner's fear and confusion are completely understandable. Also, my mind is rushing with questions like, what does this person want? Why are they here in the middle of the night? Could they be dangerous? The time of night and the intensity of the stare make it undeniably creepy. This video will leave you scratching your head and maybe a little queasy. It features a bizarre phenomenon captured at a Texas park. After heavy flooding the scene, hundreds of earthworms clumped together in mysterious balls right in the middle of the road. Over 30 of these worm balls were found scattered across the pavement, leaving park staff and viewers utterly bewildered.
A bizarre line of creatures running down the middle of the park road. The park's entomologist said there was no obvious reason as to why the worms would act in such a way, but there are two things.
But what caused this unusual behavior theories ran wild, with some suggesting paranormal activity, or even aliens, thankfully. Texas Parks and Wildlife offered a more down-to-earth explanation. Earthworms are usually underground dwellers, but during heavy rain-saturated soil can force them to the surface to protect themselves from the elements and communicate with each other. They huddle together in these strange clusters while the scientific explanation solves the mystery. It doesn't stop some viewers from finding these worm balls disturbing and disgusting. Calling all Bigfoot believers, this high-quality video from Canada has sparked a frenzy of speculation captured by a hiker on his trek through the woods. The footage shows what appears to be a large bear-like creature resting in the distance. The initial glimpse might lead you to believe it's a bear. But upon closer inspection, things get interesting. The creature's massive size and thick black fur are evident, and the way its head seems seamlessly connected to its lower body visible through the branches adds to the mystery. The lack of a clear facial view fuels the debate. Some viewers suggest it could be a gorilla or ape species, but as we know, Canada isn't home to those prim. This naturally leads many to the thrilling possibility the video is sure to ignite discussions among Bigfoot enthusiasts. But before jumping to conclusions, it's important to consider other possibilities. The blurry line between mystery and reality is what makes this video so captivating. A man was filming a river in Peason Canyon when he heard noises in trees above the area that caught his attention. He turned his camera as he looked up, trying to catch whatever there was on camera, and that is when he caught the elusive creature on camera. A huge creature can be spotted behind the trees wandering in the woods. The walk looked almost human-like, but the physique did not. The creature looked more like a human than any animal, but a gigantic one, making the man realize it could be the infamous Bigfoot. The man captured the footage in the spring of 2015, but said he was unsure if he should show it to anyone because he didn't want to sound crazy. However, he later found some courage and uploaded it on YouTube, causing mixed reactions from everyone who laid their eyes on it. As for the authenticity of the video, I leave it up to you, the viewer, to decide. The man who uploaded this video works at a hotel at night, and according to him, he had seen weird things happen in the hotel, and that is why he tries staying out of it at night. However, no one believed him until he got this video on his camera and showed it to others at first. Everything seems normal with him wandering around in the place. But then he places the camera at a spot and leaves. And as soon as he does, we see chairs falling off and being displaced all over the place. Seconds after that, the man comes back and puts everything in place, but as soon as he leaves again, the same thing happens again. According to him, there were no strings attached, and that was no prank. It was nothing but a glimpse into his everyday life at work. So this video went viral in 2021 when a security camera recorded a man and woman busy in their usual routine, getting into the car when a bobcat attacked the woman. The husband rushed in to help his wife, and in the process got hold of the cat. After getting it away from his wife, he tossed the cat into the yard, which startlingly the bobcat made it make a run for its life, leaving the family alone. Elephants are known to be one of the most intelligent animals on Earth. and are mostly seen to be friendly towards humans, especially the trained ones. However, there are times when these animals have had enough of humans and decide to do something about it. This is exactly what this elephant did when it saw the tourists enjoying lunch and started moving towards them. It did not take long for the elephant to come closer and attack them. However, we can still see that the elephant wasn't using its complete strength and still managed to cause much damage. They really are some mighty animals. This intriguing video originates from a trail camera placed within an Australian ironwood forest. Its primary purpose was to monitor the local fox population, but it ended up capturing something truly captivating. As the video begins, we're presented with a nighttime view of the forest. Suddenly, the sound of branches crunching. Under pressure becomes evident, indicating the presence of something moving. Then a dark figure emerges, strolling through the woods. This figure stands impressively tall and massive, easily measuring around 8 to 9 feet in height. Its appearance is somewhat humanoid, marked by a hunched back and long, slender arms. The mystery of this creature's identity has sparked debates among viewers. Some speculate it could be. Humans use mirrors to view their reflections, and we understand that it's merely an image of ourselves. But have you ever wondered what animals think when they encounter their own reflection in this trail camera video? A mirror is placed in the middle of a forest, and a black bear approaches it upon seeing its reflection. The bear attempts to attack it. The bear does its best to confront the reflection, although it ultimately can't harm it. It's fascinating to witness how animals can be so protective of themselves that they even try to attack their own reflection. When it appears so lifelike, observing this behavior makes one wonder how humans might have reacted to mirrors before mirrors were invented. Picnicking in jungle parks can be a refreshing and enjoyable experience. But when you come face to face with the forest's inhabitants, a picnic can turn into a nightmare. In this unfortunate incident, a family was having a picnic in the woods when an unexpected guest, a black bear, decided to join their party in the video. You can see how terrified the child is upon encountering the bear. The mother instinctively covers her child's eyes to shield him from the sight of this massive bear. The bear, seemingly calm, helps itself to their food as if it were a regular occurrence, occasionally giving the child a curious sniff. After satisfying its appetite, the bear moves on to the next picnic table. But finding no food there, it hops down and departs. This encounter was undeniably unnerving, and credit goes to the people who remained calm. Reacting in a panic could have escalated the situation, potentially causing problems with the bear. This video, shared on Reddit, tells the story of an uploader who, along with his friend and longtime hunting partner, experienced something truly terrifying during a bow hunting trip in eastern part of Band Park in Alberta, Canada. On their first night at camp, they heard unusual movements around their campsite, assuming it might be a bear to investigate further. They decided to set up a trail camera pointed toward the camp before embarking on their day hunt. The following morning, the trail camera remained in place throughout the night, and something triggered it when they reviewed the captured images. They were startled to find several frames that revealed a pair of eyes in the top left corner of the video. These eyes appeared unusually tall, standing at a height of 8 to 9 feet in contrast to their 4 to 5 feet tall tent. The eyes were just lurking there in the darkness. The mystery remains, was it a lurking Bigfoot, or perhaps some other tall, unidentified creature? Australian forest, where an observant hiker had an encounter with a creature resembling Bigfoot. As it traversed a lake in the footage, we witnessed this Bigfoot-like entity making its way through the lake, which doesn't appear to be particularly deep upon closer examination in the zoomed-in portions of the video. It becomes evident that this creature possesses humanoid characteristics and maintains a somewhat hunched posture. What sets this video apart and makes it peculiar is the creature's lack of fur on its body, giving it the appearance of wearing some sort of bodysuit. Skepticism arises due to the fact the creature's height doesn't align with the typical stature associated with Bigfoot sightings. However, the hiker responsible for capturing this footage maintains the conviction that what they observed after the creature emerged from the water was indeed a massive Bigfoot. Like being this video remains shrouded in mystery, leaving room for speculation. More footage of the creature outside of the water could potentially shed light on its true nature.